Hey guys, how's it going? I want to talk to you about dimensions versus worlds versus densities. Now, they all typically mean the same thing. Now, the only differences are that dimensions try to quantify. Worlds are like qualitative meanings, and densities densities are more quantitative than dimensions are. Dimensions are like the combination of the two, and plus a lot of people know them more of like dimensions anyway, so everyone wants to talk about dimensions. So but I'm gonna start using, I know I said I was gonna start using worlds as a reference, but I think I'm gonna switch it up and use densities, because density is pretty important for people to learn, and a lot of people already know about worlds and dimensions, and they know they're like the same thing. Now, why I'm presenting the new ideal word, density, is because it really is about density. Just about every idea projected in an orb is dependent on the density of that orb and how much energy that idea is given into that orb. Now, we live on an orb. Earth is an orb, and there are orbs inside of the Earth and outside of the Earth. Now, if you want to really think about it hard, if you took all the planets in our solar system and you put them all overlap over each other, interlaid, it would look like a bunch of rings shrinking down to a point, with the sun being the largest density and Pluto being the smallest density, or the moon. I don't know which one's smaller, but anyways, now according to these densities, you can vibrate yourself to any density that you wish. Usually you would be doing this during dream time. Before you go to bed, you want to ground yourself to the density that you're at, because the density that you're at is the highest density. Like, the density we're in right now is the highest density that we can be in. Now, not to say that we're standing on the sun right now, but and the sun has a different type of energetic effect. It doesn't mean that it's dense, it just means that it's energized. It's at a higher frequency. Now, density and frequency are two different things. When I'm talking about density, I'm talking about solid matter, like rock hard matter. And it doesn't really have to do with an up or down thing. It's because we're in 3D. This is the third reality. But I don't know. It's all mixed up. The whole system is confusing. It's really hard to describe things to someone without them getting confused at some point in the conversation, which is okay, because that's what makes things interesting, and that's what extends my time to explain further, pick parts of my conversation and explain those ideas, branch out new ideas. But anyways, densities, right? What you live in right now, your body, everything around you, you're at a highest density form. Now, to bring other densities to travel to other densities below you would feel like you're dreaming, because you're at a lower density. You're not readily grabbing the information as easy as you would in the highest density form. The highest density form is you. in reality. Whatever reality you live in, you could be living in a reality on Pluto and have the same density as being on Earth. That's what I'm trying to say. And being at the highest density, you can still touch, taste, do whatever you normally do in reality, except you're in a different place. It's the only difference. You're just in a different world. I guess that would be the difference between the density and the world. Now, being able to bring other densities to your level of density. Say I vibrate Uranus and I bring Uranus to my density. That would be like a grounding technique. I would be grounding other worlds to my density. So whenever I do my middle pillar ritual, which there's several different kinds of middle pillar rituals out there. I've been looking around. I think this guy, I think the name is the House of Mars. That dude, he's a real magician, and he seems to know his shit pretty well. So I'm gonna just stick with whatever he's teaching right now. But I did post a video on a middle pillar ritual, and it didn't seem to be right, so I'm gonna probably just remove that video, or maybe I'll just leave it there. It might help somebody else. But I haven't actually done that ritual yet to test it, so I'll go ahead and do that. I mean, I'm not segregated, so I don't mind trying other rituals just to see if they work. They probably all work. It just depends on whatever you want to choose. So, but I like the ones where I vibrate the planets instead of the planet names instead of the spirit names, because I know more about the planets than I do the spirits. That's for sure. And if I'm gonna be calling on some spirit I don't even know, then that would just mean a demon, a demonic spirit could probably take that form and hijack that archetype to fool you. So we don't want that going on now, do we? But anyways, densities, right? So you do your meditation, you do your middle pillar ritual. I suggest using the planetary names for the ritual. I mean, I drew a little picture graph around here somewhere about that. A little upgrade to the middle pillar ritual. Let me show you real quick. Now, you've got Uranus at the crown, and then you got Pluto in your throat. You got Sol in the solar plexus. Then you got Lunar for the male in the groin area, or Luna for the female, and then you got Terra or Earth on top of your feet and into the ground, just below your feet, over the top of your feet, kind of sphere. Now, there's colors associated with them and all that, but you really don't need to memorize all that right now. It'd be better just for you to start it one step at a time. First few times, I already tried this ritual and it worked pretty well, because last night I wasn't on different planets, but I was in different places around, so I wasn't really doing much sightseeing. I was more or less inside of some apartments and houses and stuff, but I almost got killed by somebody because they were telling me to shut up, because I kept telling people I'm dreaming. I'm like, I'm dreaming, dude. I'm dreaming. And then I'd get killed and fucking appear somewhere else. Anyways, let's see. When you vibrate those, Uranus, Pluto, Sol, Lunar for male, or Luna for female, and then Terra, you vibrate them 3 or 4 times each. you create a star chamber, apparently, which protects you on the astral plane. And it also gets you through all the bullshit where, you know, when you wake up and you find yourself in some kind of a nightmare where someone's trying to scare you, whatever, you get to skip through all that and then just go on to do whatever you want. Plus, when you arrive at your world, or at the other world, or whatever place, I mean, you could still be on Earth too, doing some remote viewing or whatever. You're also grounded, so you're able to be fully conscious and aware that you know you're dreaming. You can retain the memories as if they were your own, and when you wake up in the morning, they're a lot easier to remember. So I find this vibration technique a lot better, even though I've only used that one. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and post it as I'll post it as densities and upgrade middle pillar ritual, so you guys will be able to find it a little better. But anyways, stay tuned. I'll be able to do this later. I might even do another video today because I'm excited I got this converter. I'll be able to do like 3 or 4 videos a day now versus the one video. It takes me 2 hours to upload without it. So that's it for now, and remember now, don't be mean, play nice.